Sagittarius to your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. I hope all is genuinely well. This may be a reading that may resonate with you if you happen to have Sagittarius in your sun, moon, rising, Venus, dominant in your natal chart. If you're cross-watching for a Sagittarius, or you have it in your 7th house, or like I said, you're cross-watching for someone with those chart placements. Keep in mind, Sag, that this reading is general. So this automatically means that there will be certain things that are mentioned in this reading that may be a true match to your story. And then there may be some things that are not. Please don't get distracted by things in the reading that may not resonate with you. Sometimes the messages may have been intended for someone else to hear if it was not a direct message for you. Please don't make any rash decisions based solely on a general reading. If you would like a reading based on your own personal energy, you can, of course, book a reading on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. Lastly, Sag, we're going to go over some topics that are sensitive. I tend to be very straightforward and very blunt at times. If that is something that is disturbing to you, here's your opportunity to go ahead and click off this reading. Otherwise, those of you who are ready to take a deep dive with me, let's dive into these channeled messages. Daytona Beach, Florida. Common sense does not reside in him. The name Adrian. Latchkey Kid. They currently reside in Texas. Modus ponens. Blue. Phoenix. Monarch butterflies. Furtive movements. Spider. 10 swole dudes. Why did you create me? I don't want to be here. Schizophrenic mom. When I was in my 20s. Prozac. You can get mad if you want to. Intoxicants. Technical difficulties. Athens, Georgia. Their name is a trigger. All right, Sagittarius. Let's dive right into this. Let's see what might be going on for you over the next 7 days. Sag Nation. Seems like maybe Sagittarius, you might be interested in someone. Some of you, you're in full-fledged relationships. Sagittarius. Yeah, you might be in the honeymoon stages. Maybe you're getting to know someone, Sagittarius. And right behind that is deception. I don't know what that's about. I don't know. This feels like somebody is still connected to their ex, still thinking about their ex. Maybe there hasn't been a real conversation, because it does feel like there is some sort of conversation that maybe someone is holding back from really talking about right now. I do feel like in some situations, feelings are masked. So some of you, you're in full-fledged relationships with certain people. Maybe you're getting advice from friends about what you should do, because it does look like, Sagittarius, that there's a decision that needs to be made. Yeah, it seems like somebody, I don't know, Sag, what this is about. Somebody is detaching due to some sort of deception. Clarity. Somebody is looking for some sort of clarity in this situation. I think it has something to do with a decision. It looks like Sagittarius, you're deciding between two people. Maybe one of these people is a water sign. And then you have an Aquarius as well. Some of you Saggies, you're in unbalanced relationships where there's more taking than giving. See what this is about. What's going on with Sagittarius? There is deception. Give me Sag. I'm trying to uncover what's going on. Somebody is weaving some. Maybe you see a lot of spiders around you. But someone is weaving a web of deception, or they have in the past. And it seems like something is now affecting the trust. That's why someone's looking for clarity. Somebody's talking to their ex behind somebody's back. It just seems like there's an ex that might re-enter the picture. Yes, this has something to do with choices. Maybe this week you're upset with someone's choices. Maybe that's something that you're wanting to have a conversation about. You got to be dealing with a Scorpio. That's what I mean. What is it with all the bugs? Snowball. I think that's somebody's lies. Somebody's lies are out of control. Sagittarius. It's like somebody is lying to keep up with the previous lie, to keep up with the previous lie. Oh, Sag, I didn't think I was walking into this. Greed, appreciation. It looks like maybe you do want to feel appreciated by someone that you're in a relationship with. But yeah, detach and boundaries. It seems like this week maybe you're just having a hard time with love relationships. Or maybe it's just at this point in time difficult for you to get close to people. You need some windshield wipers. Because it just seems like somebody is walking on eggshells in a particular situation. What's going on? Stagnation. Some of you are dealing with a Cancer. Somebody with Cancer in their chart. Amethyst, once again. Aquarius. Aquarius or Pisces. Somebody has a very strong intuition. Lavender. That's interesting. You might be dealing with someone who has a flower name. Rose. Lily. You know what I mean? Violet. Someone might have a flower name. And maybe this is somebody that might be coming into your energy this week. Sagittarius. Yeah, it looks like this week you're detoxifying from someone. And it feels like it's due to some sort of pattern. Sag, this might have been somebody that you've known in a past life. You got a Capricorn that entered your reading as well. There's something that somebody needs to say. Something is on somebody's brain, okay? They're not saying it. Sagittarius. Okay. Yes, we're going to go there, Sag. Some of you are in a violent relationship with somebody. Maybe recently the police got called in your situation, or in the past, maybe the fights, the arguments have gotten so out of hand that the police department may have had to get involved. Looks like somebody is coming in this week. They want to, if some of you, this is your brother, it's your family member. It looks like someone wants to fix a relationship with you. And I think that's what this heart-to-heart conversation is about. Some of you, this whole thing involves other people. So the deception this may have been someone that was trying to deceive more than one person, or they're trying to deceive you, especially if some of you, and let me repeat, some of you are in a third party, not all of you are. Someone is willing, someone is ready to work on this relationship. But how this looks like it plays out is that Sagittarius, some of you, you're getting to know someone, you're dating someone, and it seems like maybe you're backtracking. You're not sure if you're truly over a past situation. For some of you, it's the fact that the past comes back. Someone comes back around. But it also feels like someone has a hard time living in the present. Someone is constantly thinking about the past. Maybe about a past person. It seems like somebody wants you to give them a chance again. But it seems like some of you Saggies, someone comes back at the time where you're maybe building a relationship with someone, or like I said, you're already in a relationship with someone, and it seems like it confuses things. But that's what this deception is about. Somebody doesn't want you to know. That's what I mean. Somebody's feelings are masked about something. Somebody's not telling you what they really feel or what's really going on. Definitely a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio for some of you. Okay, what happens from here, Spirit Guides? You see what I mean? What is it about all the bugs, the spiders? Okay. It seems like this week you're confused about what to do with this. It seems like with both of you, there's three people involved, obviously, for some of you, but the two people that are involved in a relationship, the two people that are coupled within the third party, it seems like one of you really wants to work on this. while the other one feels like they're ready to walk out on this, or they're worried that someone will walk out on this. It's gotten to the point that now it looks like somebody is stalking the situation, maybe stalking what their partner is doing. Because keep in mind, we talked about clarity. Somebody is looking for clarity because they're aware that something is not right, or that someone is not being genuine and truthful. Showing me a lot of different things. Maybe somebody is sick. Suspicion. This is what I mean. That's why someone is being a stalker in this situation. Somebody is definitely aware that something is not truth. Someone's not being truthful. Somebody could possibly be stalking through tarot, trying to figure out what's going on with their partner. Because it looks like somebody is ghosting the situation and not completely being vague. You're traveling somewhere, Sagittarius, because it looks like you're crossing some sort of like state line, or you're going to another country, maybe. Trying to see how this plays out. Somebody has a drinking problem, Sagittarius. Let's see how this plays out. Okay. Maybe you are distancing yourself. Maybe someone is leaving, or maybe someone did leave the situation. Somebody could be talking about moving out. Or somebody is feeling like the situation between the two of you is just not working out. And it looks like somebody may still have a back door open for a past situation, which could have something to do with an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. So it seems like maybe there is a separation, was a separation due to some sort of conflict. Seems like there's just some very frustrating, angry words that are going back and forth right about now. But for some of you, this feels like this is one against several. Like you might feel like there's just several people that are against you, or you're just kind of going at it with a lot of different people these days. I think you're dealing with someone this week, Sagittarius, is very depressed. That was one of the channeled messages. Why did you bring me here? I don't want to be here. So I think that's what someone is kind of struggling with, is depression, like a really deep depression, Sagittarius. If this person does not come around, Sag, it seems like this person could be coming around maybe a few months from now. Some of you Saggies, we talked about the honeymoon phase. Maybe you're somebody is trying to maybe hang out with you, spend time with you until they figure things out with their ex. And it seems like that's something that you would pick up on at some point, because it seems like someone starts to, we talked about this card that said detach. You know, it just seems like somebody decides to pull back and you're not really sure what's going on. And yes, it has something to do with a decision. It just seems like somebody just keeps teeter-tottering back and forth about who they want to be with or what they want to do, but not being real about what's really going on within them. And so maybe this is why someone this week is acting distant, because maybe they're just trying to figure out their life right now. Yeah, make no mistake about it, Sagittarius, there are two women involved, unless this is you going at it with maybe a sibling, a friend of yours or whatever. Or some of you, maybe this is a same-sex relationship. What's going on with Sag? You see what I mean? About somebody being an alcoholic. It just seems like somebody can't seem to control their alcohol. They're depressed. So somebody might be very depressed thinking about this situation right about now. I think someone is completely aware of their patterns and that it's time to really heal, to get the type of love that they deserve. Because it seems like somebody just keeps running into a destructive sort of situation where maybe somebody is just, I don't know, cold and considerate. It just seems like someone this week, they feel like it's just hard to let you go. And yes, so if you had some sort of suspicion, Sagittarius or cross-watcher, that someone was being deceptive, you were suspicious about it, I think that this is something that you're able to put your finger on this week. Somebody has regrets about the fact that they lied. And this might be why they're coming back around. I don't necessarily see an apology. The person that we're talking about, that maybe you're dealing with, this is somebody that likes to be the center of attention. This is someone that you might feel acts like they're better than other people. Maybe somebody is kind of superficial. And this is somebody with an anger problem. They have a lot of pent up anger issues that have nothing to do with you. And the issue is, what you're suspicious about is whether or not there's physical cheating involved. And there is. And that's what someone is lying to you about. They did or they are. But this feels like somebody put somebody else down because they don't feel good about themselves. That's what I mean. Somebody lies on a regular basis. And now it seems like, I don't know why, all of a sudden someone's coming back, Sagittarius, like they're regretful about it. After maybe they've ghosted the situation. Somebody doesn't really know how to approach you with this. So if somebody is in a third party situation, it seems like somebody is breaking away. They're leaving this to maybe go and figure something out. What is it? Some of you, I mentioned, you're dealing with a Scorpio, but it's just very coincidental that you have a lot of bugs in your reading. Maybe something is obviously bugging you. Maybe you have some sort of stomach bug. You got some sort of stomach virus. I don't know. I definitely feel like some of you do some form of divination, or like I mentioned to you, you're going to a tarot reader, or that's what brings you to tarot, to kind of figure out what decision to make, what to do from here. Because like I mentioned to you, someone is coming back. Yeah. Sagittarius, they want you to drop it. I mentioned to you, I don't necessarily see an apology. This feels like this might be just the way that somebody does. They leave and they come back and they expect you to kind of be there. Yeah. You might feel like this person knew exactly what they were doing. I don't feel like this is the first time that this has happened, Sagittarius. Yeah. Someone feels like they made a mess of this situation, Sag, so it seems like this week someone is coming back. Like I said, maybe after some very hurtful words have been said back and forth, maybe somebody just needed some time to cool off because they were offended due to maybe some sort of insult. Yeah, see, somebody definitely wants to start fresh with you, or this is how you might be feeling from someone. But I think that maybe someone is just very influenced by what everyone else thinks. Maybe you wish someone would have a mind of their own and step away from everyone else's opinion about things. Because maybe you feel like it's an issue. Maybe that's the gripe that you have with someone, is that maybe you feel like they can't think for themselves. Maybe somebody has a lot of yes men around them or whatever. Yeah, but that's kind of what I'm seeing, Sag. Like somebody is coming back, possibly, or you might be going back to someone to sort out a whole entire situation. But the only thing that I see that is not the only thing, but one of the biggest things that I see in your reading that is a huge red flag is the fact that somebody is violent. I mentioned to you, maybe the police got called in the past. Or be careful about how loud and boisterous your fighting is, because it just seems like that might catch the attention of the people around you. For some of you, this is not going on with a partner. For some of you, you have some sort of a gripe, like I mentioned, with a family member. And maybe there's some sort of family violence within that situation. Yeah, this might be a parent-child situation. Sure, baby's father coming back around. You have twins. Maybe this has something to do with a Gemini. Somebody played chess. Somebody is strategizing on a way to come back. Or you're strategizing on a way to maybe fix a financial situation. Something's going on with your money. And we're going to get back to that. Definitely somebody's washing their hands of a situation. Sag, this is what I mean. This is you in a violent situation. Is somebody, like I mentioned to you, somebody is depressed. Is somebody a cutter? No, Sagittarius, I didn't know the reading was going to go like this. This is you in a violent situation, Sagittarius. It's like your guides are saying, Ryan, don't look back. Anyway, I can't tell you what to do. But this doesn't look like this. This what I mean. If you don't know about there being somebody else, But I mean, there is some sort of physical cheating. Okay, they lied to you about what they've been doing, where they've been. You know what I mean? And they're gonna try to gaslight you into believe. Let's talk about it. They're gonna try to gaslight you into believing that that's not the truth. Somebody might have a kid somewhere else. Somebody has I almost want to say secret family. They got a kid. This might be someone that has a child in multiple households. And this might have been, you know what I mean? You might like wake up to the fact of this. Because I feel that there is something that you don't see or something that someone is trying to blind you of. Anyway, you're going to possibly re-encounter people from the past. Oh, what's going on with kids? Because they're bringing that out. Let's talk about that. I don't quite understand. Sag. Oh, there's a child that might feel like there's a parent that puts a lot of pressure on them. There's a kid, Sagittarius, this week. This could even be your inner child. It looks like there's a child that just really doesn't get encouragement. So maybe they're just having a hard time living up to their potential. This is somebody that might be socially awkward. And maybe this is a child that might feel like they're kind of having to grow up quickly or maybe deal with adult issues. Yes, thank you. There's a father figure that's coming back around. I mentioned that. Maybe your child's father might need to speak to you. Or this is a child that might feel like their parent is constantly lecturing them rather than hearing them out. It seems like maybe Sagittarius, you've been having a problem with your child's father or your own father. It seems like maybe somebody's turning over a new leaf and maybe you might be getting some baby daddy assistance or whatever this week. But that might be who's reaching out to you. Again, it seems like you're having a heart-to-heart conversation, or that's what's missing in the situation. Some of you might be speaking with regard to a child. Or for some of you, there may be a suspicion that you have about a kid. You might have a child that might be really good at covering up what's really going on beneath them. And they might have become really good at kind of concealing their feelings and pushing things down. But you might have a suspicion that something might be going on with your kid. I mentioned to you some sort of depression. Or they're going through some particular issue. I mentioned to you, schizophrenic mom was one of the channeled messages. But if this feels like this is a child that could be drowning, or this is an adult. I mean, somebody is like heavily into the party atmosphere. It seems like somebody can't seem to deal with their emotions this week. I mentioned to you, you're living in the past. You notice a lot of rats. I don't know. Maybe somebody's ratting somebody out, but yeah. You might feel stuck. Sagittarius, maybe this is something that you realize it's time to leave, but maybe for some reason you might feel bound. It could be due to responsibility. That maybe you feel stuck. For some of you, I mentioned children. It's due to the fact that maybe you have some sort of responsibility that you share with someone. And maybe you have a soul tie with someone that you wish you could break. I don't know, Sag. I think this is with this alcohol issue. I mean, somebody's coming back. Someone feels like someone is their soulmate. Maybe you've been avoiding communication with this person or vice versa or whatever. Something comes back around. Let's talk about it. Your money. Seems like this week, Sagittarius, that's what you're very concerned about. Numbers. Let's see why. Goodness. Somebody's going to, I don't know. This feels like somebody's in juvie. This is a young adult that's in juvie. Or this is a child that's just experienced a lot of trauma. Physical trauma. Even some sort of, what I want to say, discrimination as a kid. Oh, I don't know if you're just feeling particularly self-conscious or if that's just how you're always feeling. So this numbers thing might have something to do with self-image. Body image issues. Are you trying to maybe reduce your weight, Sagittarius? I don't know. This seems like you feel like something has gotten out of control. Okay. Maybe you're not sure what to do next. Professionally. That's what this feels like. We talked about decision. Okay, you got a decision. Are you moving? I mentioned to you somebody is moving out of the house. Yeah, especially due to someone's control. Yeah, this for sure. I'm going to see what this is about. Because it looks like things are just kind of up in the air right now, Sag. Maybe you're trying to figure some things out. If you're not in some sort of financial pinch, somebody is. It seems like you're confused about something. Okay. I think maybe you are. Maybe this has something to do with your career. Maybe something's going on there. Increase. I meant, this is what I mean, numbers. I was talking to you about being self-conscious and self-image issues. Numbers. Are you concerned? This feels like I said, you're trying to maybe do something, reduce weight, gain weight. I'm not sure what this is. You have this card that says increase. I think this is also maybe about your money, because it looks like you have some opportunities that are coming up, like some doors that are getting ready to happen for you. You got a weapon, a pocket knife or whatever. What's going on with Sag? This feels like some of you might be trying to leave your job. Maybe you're not sure if it's just time to like throw in the towel with work. Maybe you feel like it's just time to maybe see what else. Yeah, maybe you feel like you're holding back your potential in some sort of way. Great abundance. All right. I think you're going to stumble upon something, okay? Financially, if you've just been going through it, well, it seems like there's a lot of different things that are going on at work. Seems like you might be kind of limiting your connection. Like you might be keeping it brief with certain people at work. Certain people at work, maybe you just don't want to, you don't want to do it. And maybe this is you having a suspicion about somebody at work. I hope you're not dating at work, Sagittarius. Because this looks like this is where things could get kind of tricky. Your choice. But just food for thought. Like if you're really thinking this is a good idea, maybe rethink it. Because it just looks like maybe something a little bit down the line might get a little bit hazy, a little bit confusing. And it seems like people might get to talking. Not that you necessarily care about what other people are saying, Sagittarius, but, you know, like it just seems like something could lead down the wrong path. That's for somebody. What's going on at work? Looks like you're looking at somebody. Okay. So that's what I mean about dating at work. Spirit guides are saying gossip. Like I said, it's not that maybe you care about what other people are saying. You know what I mean? Or that should influence your decisions or whatever. Yes, this feels like somebody is dating at work. This just might cause unnecessary drama. I haven't quite figured it out, but that's just what this looks like to me. Like you might just work around some very messy, nosy people, and people might be trying to get into your business. But either way, it seems like maybe you're just very concerned about your work situation. Maybe you are. Maybe this is you trying to increase your finances. Maybe you're trying to, maybe you feel like maybe something came up, something unexpected, and maybe you feel like this made a mess of your finances. Because like I said, we talked about that in the beginning. It looks like something is snowballing. This feels like for some of you, if it's not your emotions, but it could be a combination of both. It feels like it's debt. And it seems like you have a lot going on this week. Maybe that's your work. Maybe you feel like it's snowballing. Maybe you might feel like you've been neglecting your work because of all the things that have been going on in your situation. So be careful about whatever is going on at work. At home or in your other situations, because it looks like that could possibly spill into your work and create some sort of a distraction for you. But not just like a quiet distraction. Like I said, you're catching the attention of other people for whatever reason. But like I said, there's someone in particular that you're trying to avoid. Maybe you work with family, or this is just friends and peers. Some of the people that you work with. Yes, spirit guides are saying this is exactly where that's going on at work. So you're having an issue with somebody at work this week. Because it seems like you're trying to figure out what to do next, but it seems like you're just, I don't know, like this is you talking to yourself. Yeah. Like you're afraid. Like I said, you're afraid of what happens next. Did you lose your job? This feels like some of you, maybe you're afraid that there is a job loss that's coming. Okay, bear with me. Sag, I'm not sure what's going on here. Oh, this feels like this is due to some sort of news that's coming to you. Like it puts you at a crossroads and you're not sure what's going to happen next. You have a legal situation, Sag. It feels like some of you might. Yes. Okay. That's what this feels like. Maybe you're having to pay out for a lawyer for some of you. If it's not you, then it might be someone around you that's going through some sort of legal trouble. I think you're in the midst of trying to figure out a legal situation. I think some of you, Saggies, you have a pending court date coming up. So you do or someone around you does. Having an issue with a vehicle. Maybe you drive for a living. So you might drive trucks. What's going on with Sag? Like maybe it's a driving situation. Something going on with like a DUI. I did say somebody has a driving issue. Yeah. You got your child's father, this feels like, for some of you that's coming back around. Or there's a family member. What's going on? Does this have something to do with kids? Maybe some of you do. Yes. Thank you. You do have something legal going on. I think that's the issue. It seems like something legal could possibly be affecting your work. And whatever is affecting your work feels like it's also affecting your home. Okay, everything feels tied together, like it's some sort of financial matter. So you might feel, I don't know if this is you going through some sort of an eviction or you're worried because maybe you might be behind in bills or whatever. I'm not sure. Something with court. You got a court date coming up. It seems like maybe something needs to get paid. You have some sort of pending balance. The baby needs to get paid out. And maybe you're not sure about how this is going to happen. Some of you, this legal situation has something to do with, yes, a living situation, because it seems like this could be a lease. That you share some sort of financial responsibility with someone. You share a home, the deed to a house. What does this have to do with work? It feels like that's the distraction for you. Maybe this week you're having to take off some work to deal with some personal issues. But regardless of that, some of you, yes, that's the issue. But what I also see is an increase. This feels like this is with a job offer. Okay. Some of you, maybe you have lost a job. Maybe you're not sure what to do next. This seems like there's a job coming through. Maybe this is better pay, better hours. Some of you, maybe you're thinking about starting your own business or whatever. And it seems like something could really generate a lot of income. But I think that some of you, maybe someone might be following up, and maybe that's the confusion for you, is that maybe you're not sure what's going to happen next because maybe you haven't heard back from an employer. It seems like your luck is getting ready to change, Sagittarius. Seems like you're maybe at a crossroads right now, but it seems like you're about to reach a turning point for you pretty soon, where things get better and you're able to breathe a sigh of relief. This is so crazy. Didn't I say there's a lot of bugs? Maybe that's at work. Maybe you feel like you work around parasitic individuals. And maybe this is you trying to develop some sort of a strategy to make things better or to improve some sort of situation that's going on around you. That's what that feels like. Okay. So I think that there is some sort of good news coming in for you with work. But when it comes to a legal situation, I think that, I don't know if you're hiring an attorney. Yes. So your guides are saying, yes, with regard to a legal situation, something is up in the air and you're not sure what's going to happen next. That's exactly what this looks like to me. Liaison. You might be talking to someone about your situation to get some sort of advice about what your next movements ought to be. I said, because it feels like you're at this point, it's time to make a decision. If you are not making a decision, it seems like you are waiting for the court to make a decision about something coming up. Anyway, if this is you having some sort of financial setback, maybe due to a legal issue, it looks like something comes in the nick of time. I said you're concerned about numbers. I think it's your finances. I think it's a lot of different things. But I think that you're coming into some sort of improvement in the situation. Didn't I say somebody is depressed? Maybe it's a Virgo. Or maybe you just keeping to yourself these days. Like I said, maybe you're trying to figure things out. Maybe you feel victimized on some level. It looks like something happens to you, something legal. Like I said, if it's not a physical attack, for some of you, maybe it was. Maybe there's some sort of assault that happened. Not, then this feels like this is some sort of character assassination. And for some of you, this feels like it's at work because it looks like somebody might be coming for your image, coming for your character. Or this is just you being so emotional about situations that maybe there's some sort of self-sabotage that you've been dealing with. You've been struggling with this for a while. It has everything to do with an addiction. We talked about that. Somebody has a drinking problem, or someone is suspicious that someone's addiction has gotten completely out of hand. This is what's going on at work, I feel. Somebody might be seeing something, pointing something out. Sagittarius, it seems like somebody's going to work drunk. Or someone is questioning whether or not somebody's impaired. And if this is not while someone is at work, this is definitely while someone's driving. This seems like somebody has a DUI, has a history of DUI, that sort of thing. Because it seems like the police are just kind of hot and heavy in your reading. So maybe you might be noticing a lot of police activity in your city, your town, or whatever. Or like I said, the police gets called. Somebody pregnant. Maybe somebody had a baby recently. Like I said, Sagittarius, maybe somebody had a baby on you. There could be news of pregnancy. Sagittarius. Some of you, the issue with this increase thing, right? Maybe it has something to do with the sale of a house. Maybe you're not sure if you want to stay where you are, because it seems like maybe you are. You're thinking about leaving maybe the place that you reside at now. And maybe things have been up in the air as far as the sale of a home. It seems like you get some sort of, I mentioned to you, a turning point comes in for you this week where it gives you some sort of peace of mind. So if something has been pending, it's been up in the air, it seems like you get some sort of message, information. You're waiting for a decision. That decision comes in this week. And it helps you to relax a little bit. But I can't help but to notice, Sag, maybe the chores are kind of adding up around your house. Maybe that's what this increase is about. And maybe it's just kind of working your nerves, or it's creating more anxiety for you because maybe you feel like your environment is cluttered. Like the dishes are adding up. You know what I mean? Like somebody is avoiding. Oh, that's why you have this card saying clean up your mess. Maybe you feel like you're constantly cleaning up after somebody else. Maybe that's the gripe that you have with someone. Contract, legal contracts, something that's legally, that's what I mentioned to you. The deed to a house, a lease. It seems like you're moving, or you're not sure where you're going to go if you do move. So it seems like it's kind of hampering your ability to make decisions about things right now. But it seems like that's not stopping you from gathering together a strategy. Even though right now maybe things are kind of a guessing game for you. But the guessing game, the biggest guessing game, feels like it has something to do with this love relationship. That seems like that's what has you guessing this week. We talked about your money. We talked about your mood. Looks like you're working out. Or maybe you're going to go into some sort of exercise program. I don't know, Sag. It looks like maybe you're wanting to make some sort of change when it comes to your appearance. Some of you Saggies could be thinking about going under the knife. Random. Some of you Saggies could be LGBTQ. I mentioned to you, some sort of discrimination might be playing out. Possibly because of that. Anything else, Holy Spirit, for the Sag Nation? Some of you, maybe you are entertainers. You're performers, sort of thing. Something going on with your tires on your vehicle. It feels like this, the air pressure, Sagittarius. Yeah, like I said, you might just maybe be taking your car to get serviced. Maybe it needs an oil change. Maybe it needs new wiper blades, new tires, or whatever. Something with your vehicle might be kind of like some sort of maintenance, like routine maintenance. Maybe it's time to look into that. Somebody in the army, military. I mentioned to you, law enforcement, adversity. It seems like you have been up against some sort of adversity in a lot of different areas of your life. Like I said, with discipline, it seems like you're able to see yourself through something this week. Is there anything? But it seems like maybe you feel like someone this week, you're questioning whether or not they have any empathy. Somebody this week is coming across a bit cold. Thank you. It seems like you're fighting with someone. You're fighting with somebody at work. Okay, let's see where this goes. Yeah, somebody's definitely projecting their insecurities onto you. And it definitely feels as though maybe you're exhausted. You're not getting enough sleep. Something is definitely affecting your ability to sleep. And yeah, just like usual, Sagittarius, it seems like there might be people that are playing games. Maybe there's people that, like I mentioned to you, people that maybe you feel like it's one against several. Like people are really getting on your case. If you make one simple mistake, it seems like people are just really, maybe this is a just very picky boss that's just really on you about your work performance this week. Where I mentioned to you, somebody just puts a lot of pressure on you, and it could be you putting pressure on yourself. Maybe this is parental guilt. Like I said, it seems like you're multitasking, and maybe you might feel like you just can't seem to keep balance with certain things in your life this week. We talked about discipline going very far for you. Traveling. Or maybe you might feel like there's one of your kids that are acting out, and maybe there's something about discipline when it comes to that. Maybe you and your partner do not agree on the ways to discipline children. Seems like there's some sort of traveling coming up for you. And if somebody is not in jail, is that what you're waiting for? Somebody's getting evicted, or somebody's worried that they might lose their place. Somebody in jail, spirit guys, because I'm not clear. It's not clear to me what's going on. That's what that looks like to me. Either someone is or someone fears that something like this is going to happen. Possibly due to the fact that somebody's making a scene. I don't know. Maybe that's the case for some of you. Maybe you might be going to visit someone in jail, possibly. And if you are, this looks like somebody needs to get bailed out. You're traveling. Someone is traveling to come and see you. Or you might be traveling for work. Sagittarius. What's going on with Sag? Yeah, it looks like you might be traveling for work. I mentioned to you a stalker. Somebody's stalking you online. For a lot of you, this is, I mentioned to you, there's a suspicion from somebody. Somebody's suspicious that something is going on and that someone is not being truthful. Somebody might be going to look for evidence online. Anyway, it looks like Sagittarius, you're under a lot of pressure. You're under a time crunch with maybe some things that are going on. You might feel like you're kind of running to keep up with the pace when it comes to timing and being on time, paying things on time, getting places on time. Punctuality might be something that's very, I don't know. This sticks out a lot for you this week. Since we're talking about numbers, maybe it is. Maybe it has something to do with that. Timing. Anyway, it seems like you've been struggling with some sort of problem. Something has been ongoing. And it looks like maybe you're trying to come up with some sort of solution to maybe an issue that you've been going through. And maybe you feel blocked by your problems this week. It seems like with some strategic thinking and with some time, making some time to calm down your mind, you might be able to come up with a solution to your problems. Even though this week life might be very demanding for you, your guides are saying, please carve out some time to get some peace of mind, Sagittarius. Because you got to find a way to create a moment of peace. In the background of your situation, I mentioned you might have some sort of recurring situation, something that happens again and again. Or there's some sort of habit. Like I said, you're addicted to some sort of habit. If it's not some sort of addiction, if it's not like a chemical addiction, and this feels like there's something is eating up a lot of your time. You might feel like something is just not worth it for you. Like I said, it seems like you're breaking some sort of a cycle, or there's just a bad habit that you feel that it's just time to break with something that's going on in your life. Because like I said, it seems like, yeah, you're wanting to get off the hamster wheel. You want some sort of freedom from something. And it looks like you have the ability to do that. Some sort of a goal that you feel like you're having to achieve. But it seems like it's the daily grind that's just like kind of boxing you in. Spirit guides, what is the advice for the Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Sagittarius. Advice, Holy Spirit, for Sag. Relationship harmony. We angels are opening up the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. I mentioned to you, someone is coming to clean up their mess. This might be for some of you the week that someone does come back around or reach out to you in some sort of way. If they don't, they're thinking about it. They're making a decision about it. You're on someone's mind. Whether or not they decide to say something to you, they're verbal about it. It seems like something is on someone's heart and they're trying to make a decision about what to do or how to go about this. Because it seems like somebody just doesn't seem to know the solution. There's no easy fix to this. But someone wants to restore a relationship. They want to bring the harmony back. They want to dead the conflict. Advice, Holy Spirit, for the Sag Nation, Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Cross Watcher. You have a loved one that passed? Your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of your worries and feel their loving blessings. You must have had someone that passed, Sag. And it seems like they're watching over you. And they're seeing your worry. They're seeing what you're going through. Because it seems like you've been going through a hard time. We talked about adversity. And it just seems like your ancestors are definitely, because it seems like you might be calling on them for whatever reason to help you through something that you're dealing with. They've seen you. They're around you. You might be noticing their energy around you, because it seems like Sagittarius, you're very spiritual and you're very much an empath and you're very sensitive to energies around you. I'm helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. That's what I mean. It feels as though you're calling on your angels for some reason. So some sort of relationship that you might feel is important to you. Could be with family. A soulmate could also be a family member. It's not just limited to romantic relationships. There's some sort of aid, spiritual help that's coming in for you. And yeah, you might have some negative energy or someone around you that's throwing a lot of negativity toward you, or you're doing this towards someone who is very protected. Protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones, and your home. Because I saw that earlier in the reading, Sagittarius, that maybe for some of you, somebody is sending a lot of negative energy towards you, towards your home, but it seems like you're divinely protected. You might have a suspicion of who this person is. I talked to you at the top of the reading about somebody with a flower petal name. Maybe it might have something to do with that individual. With that, Sag Nation, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. If you found that this reading was helpful, Sag, thumbs up this video. Consider subscribing to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. Thank you, Sag, for tuning in this week. Have a blessed, beautiful, and productive rest of your week. I'll see y'all again in the next one. Peace out, Sag.